So, today,
All roads leads to Rome.
or the alternative,
Same, same.
same but different, the Indian version.
Yeah, I love it because what came to me and what we were talking before
Mm,
is that we have so many modalities, so many things that can lead to actually the same thing that
yeah.
as humans we are searching
Mm,
for this feeling of safety,
mm,
being met where we are, like we were talking in our previous
belonging. Yeah.
belonging, and feeling seen and heard.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All of these things. It's um, the essence of where we're trying to go with healing. Um, and also for me, one of the wonderful things that I've found going deep into my own healing.
Mm.
I could call it healing. I could call it soul recovery, self rescue.
Enlightening,
Yeah,
whatever.
again, for me, it's become a very spiritual
Yeah.
experience, which kind of reminds me of there's a Jesus quote. The only way to the Father is to
Through.
no to be like a child.
Mm.
Yeah, and so for me, that being like a child is the recovery of our essence, of our
Yeah.
true self.
And there is so many modalities and we can be lost which one is the right one.
Yeah.
And for me, because I was on this journey for as you as well for many years,
Mm,
and trying to figure out with different modalities what is where I want to go,
mm,
what was the root of the
mm,
issue that I'm struggling with, what how to
mm,
support
mm,
myself. And I was on this soul journey, like
mm,
you shared, and with
mm.
spiritual
Yeah.
discoveries, with the psychology, with breath work
Mm,
now, and eventually I found out that everything is the same.
mm. Yeah. No, what I loved about when we were talking about it, it's each modality may present things differently.
Hmm.
So it's like looking through a slightly different coloured window.
I love it.
And but by looking at different approaches, and this is what I've found is the more different ways I've managed to find to look at the same thing, the more whole my view of it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's when we may get stuck in at some point. Yeah, ultimately, I think the thing for me is it's easy to get lost in head-based stuff,
Yes.
but that's not to say the head isn't important.
No, no, we have had.
Yeah, but ultimately to get to Rome,
Mm.
it's for me the gates of Rome are feeling, are
Yes.
felt. Um,
And I really like what you shared about this little facets of the same thing.
mm,
That inside we have this gem, this like a gold,
yeah,
but sometimes we need to look at the all these facets. And
yeah,
like my journey started with looking through psychology, looking with
yeah,
the head-based
mm,
stuff, because I was like, okay, I'm so lost.
yeah,
I don't know where to start. So the first call was to go to the psychologist. But
mm,
then I'm just like, oh, maybe something more
mm,
spiritual. So I started to go to Reiki.
mm,
I started to study Kabbalah, and then I turn into even more spiritual,
mm,
like reading about Buddhism, Taoism,
mm,
and then going into breath work.
mm,
But then everything starts ended up. It's like, how do you feel?
yeah. Yeah, can you be present?
Yeah,
Buddhist, free of attachment.
yeah,
Um, for me, my journey was the opposite way around. I started reading into a lot of spirituality and very much up in my head. Yeah, there were some lovely experiences from it, but it wasn't until I stepped into body-based therapy through
Mm-hmm.
BBTRS, through breath work, that I'd kind of given up a little bit on the spiritual approach and then suddenly started to get very deep and profound spiritual experiences as I started to feel the stuff that I hadn't felt,
Mm.
and which needs safety,
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah, and that's why I think when we are lost in
Mm,
this all these modalities, the most important thing is to find someone that you resonate with,
mm.
and then it can be different
Geez,
modalities.
at
Yeah,
different times, yeah.
different times. It's like I don't want to exclude any of the healing modalities, any
Mm,
mentor, any guru I met on my path
mm,
because they brought something in my life that made me to understand on an even deeper
mm.
and deeper layer.
Yeah, and even to go deeper with that, sometimes we may find ourselves involved with someone um, in the in the psychological space or the spiritual space, and we follow them no matter what, and then we realize that hey, this is wrong.
Mm.
That they were teaching or working with us incorrectly, and that's an amazing teaching.
Yes,
Knowing where not to go.
yes,
That
exactly.
this doesn't serve me.
Yeah, and then it opens up. It's like, okay, this road is not leading to Rome.
Mm,
This road is actually leading me away from
mm,
Rome, so I'm going a bit different. Or this person served me for a certain
mm.
amount of time,
Yes.
and now, unfortunately, our roads are parting, and it's all right.
Yeah.
And we will just go different
Mm.
directions because you are leading to you are going to your Rome,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there is no one Rome.
No.
Each of us, I think, that
Well,
have a,
each of us are same but different.
yes, and each of us have a different Rome.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is ultimately is the same, but it's different
Yeah.
because we're unique. We're um, individuals, and this for me is the big thing. Is especially when we're involved with talk
Mm-hmm.
uh, around our process, is for who's ever facilitating us to guide us back into ourselves,
Mm.
not to give us advice, not to tell us where to go,
Meet
meet us where we're at.
what we were talking in the
Yeah,
previous
yeah.
chat.
With authentic curiosity and reflecting that back, and then also pointing out where, how is that this
Mm.
experienced in your body?
And you know, it's like where you when you are talking about it, I see that we all hold the
Mm,
map,
yeah.
and we need sometimes different people, and also don't underestimate the
Mm,
relationships, don't underestimate the interactions in the
mm.
real world, because they can be the biggest teachers.
Yeah, out of everything, my relationship with you has been
Hmm.
the most healing and the greatest teaching
Yeah.
of anything ever.
Yeah, like we are
Um,
laughing that we are a relationship from heaven or hell.
yeah, it's if we're not doing the work, we are absolutely a relationship made in hell because our structures and everything and the stuff that we're holding is the perfect trigger for the other person.
Yeah. And the way we need to look, the way we are looking at things, it's like, okay, this is a lesson. This is
Yeah.
something that we need to work.
Mm.
What is the biggest challenge? And then we can move forward. So I
And
would say
also
that you are
it's
my guru.
yeah, likewise, and it's these triggers that can take us into hell if we just stay in the triggered part, and end up. One of the things we've discovered, if it's very easy if I'm triggered and I'm in my wound and I'm hurt and that energy is coming out, it's very easy to trigger you into your wound
Hmm.
and you're hurt. Then I feel that, and then the shit slinging match starts.
Yeah.
Um, unless we can realize what's happening.
And say, like, stop.
Yeah,
like stop,
Stop it.
stop it. And then stay with the trigger, see what this
Yeah.
wound is. And this is the base, what we already done over the years with different modalities,
Yeah.
different approaches. And like the more I'm reading, like Jung, psychology, Taoism, Buddhism, Kabbalah, all these things, they led me to understand me like on the spiral, like started here, and then we are going on this spiral, understanding more and more, and then I can be more present with you. I
Yeah.
can be less triggered by you, or be triggered, but hold this trigger in a different way.
And being present with the trigger,
Yeah.
not consumed by it. Eckhart Tolle has a lovely story about triggers. It's like when we're totally unconscious and we're triggered, it's like being hit by a train and poof, we're dragged off down the track. And for me, I can be dragged off down the track for weeks, months, years. But then, and we just don't know what's happened. It's just the way it is. It's because it's their fault. But then as we start to become more conscious, more aware, the next stage is, boom, I've been hit by the train. I've been triggered. Then we can try and peel ourselves off the front of that speeding train. Then the next stage is, I hear the train coming, and we hear it through our felt sensory
Yes.
feeling. Let me step off the track, and the train goes.
Yeah, and I really love what you said, because we sometimes we don't know cognitively that the train is coming, but we feel it.
Yeah, yes,
We
yeah,
sense it.
yeah. And for me, this is where our partnership comes into Made in Heaven, because the triggers, the wounds bring this to the surface, an activation, and it's through this activation, through this charge, that the wound, the essence of the wound, is alive and ripe for work to be done.
Yeah.
And that work is all in presence and feeling. And so this way, it's turned into heaven, because your triggers for me, if I'm holding enough awareness at the time, become a treat, because it's an opportunity to feel something to myself without projecting it out.
Yeah, and growing and growing, and that's why we need different tools, different approaches to understand it deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Because if we are constantly looking through the same window,
Yeah.
I feel like the vision is narrowed. So we are just looking constantly this way, but there is some other approaches you can add on top of it.
And also, just as you were sharing that, what got me, it's like sometimes we can work with the healing modality and start to get stuck in trying to heal ourselves.
Yes.
And so, oh no, I've still got more work to do. I've got more work
Yes.
to do, and it becomes flagellation, whipping yourself with the.
And kind of, I would say, stuck in a kind of trauma vortex.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's like this energy of like, okay, I need to heal myself. I need to heal myself. And last few days, I was in a bit of a grumpy mode. Yes, I was.
Yes, you were grumpus.
Yes, I was wearing my grumpy suit, and what I realized that my old self was like, "Oh, I need to help myself. I need to heal it." And then it's like, okay, what if I do something that I've never done before? I will stay with this feeling and be okay with felt sensation of being grumpy. What does grumpiness need? What this grumpiness is trying to tell me? Not to heal, not to, because it's like
to feel.
It's to feel. And when I'm sharing it, it's like, okay, usually when I was a child, my mom, when I felt bad, she was like, "Oh, what do you need? Do this, do that, eat this pill, take a." It's like I wanted to feel,
Mm.
and then when I realized, I started to feel better.
And it's taking that meeting people where they're at, to really meeting yourself where you're at in that, in the felt sense,
Yeah,
in our feeling.
yeah, but again, I needed this roadmap. I needed all these modalities that were like stepping stones to get to this point.
And also, I think another thing that we'll finish off on here. Another one of our favourite contemplations is the definition of idiocy.
Yes.
Doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Yes.
And just what you described there about doing the same thing would have just been stomping off into your grumpiness, projecting it out everywhere.
Yeah.
But this time it sounds like, no, I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm not going to like changing this approach every time, not to be an idiot.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that because you've changed it once that everything will change.
Oh,
that,
no,
that
of
you've
course.
hit the right one.
But this time I found the gold.
Yeah, and it's kind of this almost continuously when we're met with the same problem. We're here again. Why does this always happen to me? Right, change it a little bit. See what happens. And then when it comes up again, be ready to change it again.
Yeah.
As I've found out back in the days of working in mental health with a certain,
with this person that
I'd go in one day and I'd make a change to my approach with him and it would work. And it's like, yes, I've got the golden egg. I'm sorted. I'd go in the next day and it didn't work anymore. So another change.
Yeah.
And it kept going on like this for a couple of months and just change. And then eventually he was as right as rain with me for the whole day. And it continued like that. But I had to do a lot of exploring on, can I do this same but different?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think the final quote would be changing the approach, being curious,
Yeah,
and meeting yourself.
where you're at, and all of these lead back to your Rome, back to our authentic truth that wasn't fully accepted
when we were
in our early years. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Please comment down below so we can interact with you. We really want to get some interaction going. It motivates us to do more of these as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.